Well, guys, so I just got back to the house. I was attempting, of course, you probably saw the footage that I wanted to get some in-car footage for you guys. So before we get into my little rant, I do want to give some context to what you saw in the intro. So basically, I'm in the lane. I'm about to turn to the highway, and my light goes green. I have two cars after my light goes green kind of sneak in ahead of me to get onto the highway. Now, I noticed that one of them happened to be a BMW, looked like a 5 Series. And of course, I know how BMW drivers drive, especially around here. I think they have the fastest cars out there. So we get onto the highway. I stay pretty close, not letting them pull away. And of course, I can see him trying, obviously, because we are doing a good bit of speed. Then we finally get to the point where the road is clear and I can pass him. So I kind of pull. But on one of my last pulls, I realized that the car did not have the same power that it was making before, and I was like, there's no way that I've gotten used to this thing already. Pull up next to him, I let off just for a second, look over, and then just start put cars on him. And that was the last time I saw him. So it's having a little bit of fun with the car, but I did notice something. And I wasn't really paying attention to the boost gauge when I did that pull, so I wasn't really sure. So once I got me another opportunity, I went ahead and did another pull in third, and I noticed that the car was only making like 19, 20 pounds of boost at max. But I get home, I'm inspecting everything. Of course, I'm looking over. I don't see anything that's obvious because it's not leaking. Fortunately, I fixed all my leaks. So that kind of leads me to take my intake pipe off and check my turbo. So I believe I have a blown turbo. And of course, this turbo hadn't been on the car, but a couple weeks, maybe a month. So I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. It is still hot, so I'm not gonna be able to really get my hands on here, but I'm gonna see if I can show you guys what I mean. So turbos should have very little side-to-side shaft play, especially brand new ones, and no in and out. Get this pair of pliers, so I'm gonna put my hand in here, but so you guys can see. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Maybe you can hear it. That's up and down, and it's got a decent amount. I'm not sure if that's going to show up on it, but it's got some in and out and some side-to-side shaft play. Needless to say, that turbo is done, but yeah, so it looks like my turbo's blown. Of course, like I said, this is an eBay GT35X R, and this is the second one. Of course, I had this guy, which was my first one, that blew. Once we really started getting on it, I emailed the company. They sent me another one. I had to put down like $100-some to get this one, because of course this is like the cheapo $200 one, and this one is like their $500, almost $600 turbo option. So I figured this one would last me. I had the billet wheel. It definitely spooled a lot faster than that one, but here we are, a couple weeks later, and the turbo is blown. Like I said, with the turbo blown, it's not too bad. I can still drive the car. So now the spool is a lot slower. It's not making the power. And of course now my tune is off because he tuned it for a higher boost level as far as the AFRs go. So looks like I'm gonna be in the market for an precision or an actual Garrett, because I'm tired of playing around with this eBay stuff. I think at this point, you have to excuse my holding my shirt here, but at this point I've replaced every cheap part on this thing except for the turbo and the manifold. And if there's one thing you guys take from this, and I will do a video on this later, is that if you want to do it on a budget and do it as inexpensively as possible, go with name brand parts. Go with good condition name brand parts, so you only got to do it once. A couple examples, like I said, the turbo's been replaced, the clutch has been replaced. I've had some sensors that have went bad. Of course, I had a sensor that was on here. Of course, you guys saw my first breakdown video was a knockoff sensor. Stuff like that. At this point, I'm tired of it. I'm past it. I'm done with it, if you will. So yeah, I'm going to be on the market for a precision or a Garrett turbo, probably a precision like 62 or something like that. Yeah, because I'm done with this, and at least I got the experience. It was fun for 2 days, but now it's blown again and I can't enjoy my car. So in case you're wondering, guys were asking, yes, my car is full interior. So what you saw when it did make 26 pounds, that was probably 120, 130. It is full interior. I even have my little fire extinguisher that I carry. Now the radio is in. It's not hooked up at the moment. Of course, the back seats are in. I get the trunk to open this. See, I've got my door panels and everything, so it's not gutted. Yeah, and then we see, yeah, the glove box is not in, but it's right there. Have a small tool bag with very little in it at this moment. Some jumper cables which really can come out. It's either in the trunk or it's in the car somewhere. So yeah, it is definitely a full interior street car. It just makes good power and it pulls fairly well for being, you know, front wheel drive with an open diff. That's really it, guys. If you want to build a Galant, you want to do it on a budget or Eclipse or whatever, you want to do it right, buy name brand parts in the first place. They don't necessarily have to be new. You can get good used parts, which are just fine. But again, I'm done with these cheapo parts because they're failing and it's just annoying. I really can't enjoy the car. I'll go into this a little more in detail later, but it is what it is. So it's kind of broken. I can still drive it. It's still pretty quick, but it's disappointing. I only got maybe a week's worth of fun out of the car before I had another problem. But it is what it is. Well, thank you guys for watching my video. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you guys later.